The best thing about TikTok and Instagram Reels is just how easy it is for anybody from any corner of the world to put their music out in front of millions of people. Like when you hear "I feel like Shah Rukh Khan," you know exactly what I mean. I feel like a larger than life figure, like I'm the king of the world. So that's what I was trying to say. Now I am a huge Shah Rukh Khan fan, of course. My dad always says he's just like, you're just living my life, except you have the internet, so you're able to become famous. I bet you my dad would have probably became famous too if the internet existed.
Okay, hi Tesher, I'm Monica. I'm a senior journalist at Bollywood Hungama. Welcome.
Happy to be here.
How are you doing? How are things going where you are at right now?
Things are going crazy. Things are going absolutely crazy. My life is a full-on hungama, as you would say. But it's been a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying every minute of it. So that's the honest answer.
I'm sure your schedule is completely packed now that Jalebi baby has completely taken over the world. Tell me about this experience that you are currently experiencing now, actually. The vibe, what you're hearing from audience, celebrities, what is it?
It's been honestly just amazing and overwhelming, to say the least. I worked on this song very hard for a long time, and especially after the music video dropped, to see all the positive reactions and just clips of people dancing to it with their loved ones and in their cars and with their pets, just involving it in every aspect of their life. It's the greatest reward any musician can have, for the audience to embrace their music, as well as, yeah, like people from the industry have been reaching out with a lot of support towards me. So more than anything, it's been rewarding to have worked this hard and for your hard work to be recognized and appreciated.
When the song came out, when the first time the song came out, the original song had a lot of reggaeton, hip hop, there are a lot of blends of Punjabi lyrics and Indian music, and a lot of elements brought together. From the original version to the remix version, how many changes did you make, and what was the process of making it until the final product was done?
The original version was something that Jason had reached out to me about, and he said that it was very new, very unique, and he really wanted to get involved to help turn it into not only a chart buster in the South Asian diaspora, but something for international audiences in the mainstream. And so we decided very early on that what was going to happen is that Jason was going to be the first verse in the song, just because it would be such a crazy thing to put on Jalebi Baby and then hear Jason Derulo, and then he did his verse. So that was the first change that we made, having him go first and take up the first verse. And I also knew that I really wanted to have us trade bars on the chorus. I wanted it to go me saying "baby let me see it" and then him go "I just want to eat it," because even though we recorded that song in two different locations, he was in Los Angeles and I was in Canada, we never wanted it to feel like it was a record that we made separate. We wanted to feel like a duet, and that especially comes in the ending, in the bridge section, where Jason is just absolutely killing it with his vocals as I'm just delivering the chorus as it is. That was something that we really wanted to elevate, because in the original version, I kind of elongated the ending because everybody just loved the "baby let me see it" part, and they just wanted that to last for a long time, but it was pretty open. And so Jason coming into that just elevated it and made it so much more lively, I think. And we wanted to keep that energy, but he just put it to another level. And the one thing that Jason added in, this is his contribution, was bringing back the "I know the things that you like" at the end of the chorus. That was something that he really liked, the way that line sounded, and he's like, we should bring this back over and over again throughout the song. So there was a fair amount of changes, but we wanted to keep the essence of the song the same, which I think we've done.
I completely agree, because I think the song was already very popular before Jason came on board. And TikTok basically has given platform to a lot of songs or a lot of discovery for newer artists, or artists who may not have been discovered by mainstream, what we call mainstream. But TikTok has given a chance for them to be discovered. How do you think this music is changing? How the industry is changing while promoting songs or while releasing new songs? because this is something very Gen Z that's happening on TikTok, and obviously on Instagram Reels. It eventually comes on the Instagram Reels as well. How do you think
Yeah.
this has changed completely the way musicians are approaching what they want to promote or how they want to promote now?
I mean, it used to be back in the day that you have to put your song on the radio. You know, in the 50s and 60s, it was all radio. As we went into the 80s, it became about music videos, MTV. 90s and early 2000s, it was about radio, then file sharing, and then YouTube. Today, we live in the era of TikTok and Instagram Reels. So, you know, as time goes on, the distribution platform will always change. But the best thing about TikTok and Instagram Reels is just how easy it is for anybody from any corner of the world to put their music out in front of millions of people pretty much instantaneously. So it's a good thing as far as I'm concerned.
Apart from Jalebi Baby, another song that went viral was Young Shah Rukh. It was a mashup of Bole Chodiya and your original content. How when did you conceptualize it, and is it something that you wanted to do? Because a lot of people are wondering, is it something that you're a fan of Shah Rukh Khan and something you wanted to do? There was something maybe a lot of people are very interested to know about it, because I have seen so many Instagram reels, so many challenges. So it's pretty interesting, like how songs are going viral. But it's something I did not know at first that this was your song. It is pretty interesting.
Everyone always thinks that this is the first song I did, but this is the second single. Yeah. No, the whole idea with Young Shah Rukh was, well, the first thing I did, I had come home from a basketball game that was an NBA game I was watching in Toronto, and I just came home and I felt like rapping. So Bole Chodiya was just in my head, and me just being a guy that was raised off of hip hop, especially just classic hip hop, the way that they would make beats was through sampling records that they grew up listening to. You listen to Kanye's College Dropout, all those beats are made out of jazz samples from the 70s that he listened to, that his parents made him listen to. So very similarly, I just drew on my own childhood of listening to Bole Chodiya as a kid. So I chopped up that beat, and I was only just rapping about my life in Toronto. I just wanted to rap about the moments in my life that made me feel like I was the coolest guy, you know, just with my friends, with girls, going to the club, just enjoying life as a 20-something. And the reason I called it, why I call it Young Shah Rukh, why I have the chorus is I feel like Shah Rukh Khan, is because to me, that was the most succinct way and quickest way that I could have the audience understand how I was feeling. Like when you hear I feel like Shah Rukh Khan, you know exactly what I mean. I feel like a larger than life figure, like I'm the king of the world. So that's what I was trying to say. Now I am a huge Shah Rukh Khan fan, of course. Dawn is like one of my favorite movies, and honestly, I think aesthetically and with the vibe, like I think that Dawn was probably the biggest inspiration of media on the making of Young Shah Rukh. Just that dark, modern kind of feel, like you're just like a super cool guy. But honestly, no, I only really name dropped him because it was the quickest way to tell audiences that I feel like I'm the king of the world.
I think that's amazing to know. This still very rare that a lot of South Asian artists like break into mainstream music industry, because it's not that like it doesn't happen often. Although your first basically the Jalebi Baby version had a lot of Punjabi elements. Obviously, the remix changed a lot when it came to it. It has a lot of English lyrics and all. Do you think that things are now changing in the industry, or because a lot of emphasis is given to US Billboard charts and people are always wanting to be on that chart? Do you think things have changed right now, or the charts are not that important, because what audience is saying and what audience is listening is way more exciting for the artists?
I think always the audience and what they're listening to will be much more important than any chart or any certification ever. Of course, it feels very good to be recognized by Billboard and have a record charting well on there. Same as it is to earn any kind of like a Grammy or any award. It feels good to feel appreciated and awarded for your efforts. But at the end of the day, any artist just makes music so an audience will enjoy his art. You know, that's what any artist ultimately, I think, wants. So, you know, and I'll be scrolling through TikTok, and if you just look at the youth of today, everybody is on their phones, and the music that we're hearing is the music that's on TikTok. So as far as I care, It's the songs that are on TikTok and Instagram Reels that are the true like number ones and the top 10 of Billboard, because those are the songs that we're listening to all the time, that we're hearing all the time. And that's what a chart should really represent. You know, what are people listening to the most? But yeah, I think that's the more important thing. And as for South Asian artists kind of placing onto these charts, the way I see it, like if Latin artists can do it, if we can have records that are Spanish language records charting on the English language Billboard charts, if we can have BTS and K-pop bands come and do it as well, there is absolutely no reason why South Asian artists, not only from India, but from me, from Canada, from UK, anybody can come in and have records that have elements of Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Bangla, Tamil, Telugu. Anything can happen, because at the end of the day, everybody just wants to dance. Everybody just wants to hear good music. And thank God we live in a time where people are also, audiences taste, they're able to accept music of different languages and not completely be put off by it immediately. Used to be a time when you played some other kind of music, they're like, it's not English music, turn it off. We don't live in that world anymore. So I think it's just a matter of time. Jalebi Baby is going to be the first of many. I guarantee you, we are going to see much more songs that have Indian elements in it chart and be successful internationally.
Who are some of your favorite artists? Who do you listen to during your free time when you're not making music?
Drake for sure. Like classic A.R. Rahman and like 2000s Bollywood soundtracks. Sometimes people call me an old man because of this, but sometimes I'll just put on like 18-minute Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Qawwalis and just jam out to that because the energy is so high. Playboy Carti, we're listening to a lot of Playboy Carti, and J Balvin, of course, a lot of Latin music as well. So I'm very much all over the place, but I'm just drawn to good energy and just hearing music that just makes you move and takes you to a different place. That can be, music like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, or it could be Playboy Carti. It's just different kinds of energy, but it's all good stuff.
Given an opportunity, would you be interested in collaborating with Indian artists? And some of the Indian artists, not just in Bollywood but in Punjabi, indie music, would you be interested in that?
Of course, absolutely. I think that like I kind of started my career from learning how to mix songs from Punjabi artists and Bollywood artists with Western sounds. And so really what I'm doing now is just the exact same thing, except I'm working with them legally instead of illegally. So I would absolutely love to do that.
So what's next for you, Tesher? What's next for you? What is your vision for the next 5 years or 10 years in making music? Would you want to release your original music, your EP or full-length album someday?
Absolutely. The game plan for me is just world domination. I just want to take this opportunity and take it to the highest level I possibly can. What I really want to do is just keep making music that can resonate with people, that people enjoy. I think that that's going to be, that'll come in the form of more singles, more collaborations, an EP for sure, eventually build up to an album. I just want to keep entertaining audiences with music, no matter what shape that's going to take. So yeah, just keep going. That's really the game plan. Just keep going straight ahead.
What is your current playlist like? Who are three artists that you're listening to current playlist?
Oh my God. Honestly, a lot of Kanye, just because I'm getting excited for the new album and I can't believe he still hasn't dropped it, but I'm waiting. Yeah, Kanye, Playboy Carti, and Anitta, who's a Brazilian artist. So that's kind of my top three right now. And honestly, J Balvin's new single with Skrillex, In the Ghetto, my whole family loves that record. So that's like the song that plays the most in my house right now. So yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned your family. What's been their reaction the way Jalebi Baby has taken over the world? I'm sure they must be very, very excited. But what is the first reaction that they gave you?
I think that they also had a reaction like me. They took it in stride. They would always say, shabash bete and all congratulations and all that kind of stuff. But they've seen me work for 10 years on this music, stay up late, lose sleep over this. So to them, they're like, well, of course this was going to happen. Like, to them, they're just like, he worked so hard. Eventually, he was probably going to reach this point. So they were always very supportive of me. and they were never very restrictive. They did say, you know, go to university and get your degree and then do whatever the hell you want. So as a typical Indian parent would, but they were always supportive of music because my family, they've always been very musical too. My dad used to make beats and sing songs in his basement and perform on stage. He used to be a Bhangra teacher and everything like that. So my dad always says, he's just like, you're just living my life, except you have the internet, so you're able to become famous. I bet you my dad would have probably became famous too if the internet existed in the 70s and 80s, but it is what it is. So no, they've been very, very supportive the entire way through.
You know, that congratulations on everything you're achieving and everything you'll achieve further.
Thank you so much, Monica. It really means a lot.
Thank you so much. All the best and have a lovely day.
You too. Take care. Thank you.